Hi, my name is Carly Ort, and I am in the class Elementary Curriculum Design and Social Studies Methods. And this assignment is called Social Studies Lesson. It is August 20th, 2022. And this is my student. Her name is Adelia Marquez. And what grade are you in? Fourth. Okay. So to begin my lesson, I have prepared all of the worksheets that I needed, and we will start the lesson. So today we're going to learn about landforms, and landforms are the natural features of the earth, such as mountains and lakes. So here in Plena we have the Plena Lake, so that's a landform of Plena that Plena is very well known for. I want you to think of a couple. Normally in class I would have them make a list, but since it's just you and I want you to think of any landforms that you've either been to or know of, that we could talk a little bit about, that you've experienced or seen in your life. So I'll give you just a couple seconds and you can think of anywhere you might have been that there was a landform. One could be Mount Rushmore or something, something that is, or Lake Superior or something like that.
Mount Rushmore.
Yep. Okay, so another one. What's another one that's close to here that? Okay, where
Okoboji.
Yep, Okoboji. So that's another one. So Lake Okoboji, that is a landform of the lakes. So I'm going to hand you this worksheet, and this is just something that I would have you do independently. You don't have to do it right now, obviously, because we're just doing the lesson in video, but I'll go through it a little bit with you so that they know what we're talking about. So this worksheet is about different landforms, and when you're traveling, it's important to know the definitions of the land and how you need to travel safely. So a couple of the ones that are on here are a plateau, a hill, a mountain, a lake, a river, an ocean, a plain, and an island. So this is just matching the correct definition to what this landform is. Then we would review this worksheet as a class, and then after this would be something that you guys can keep to review. So I'll let you keep that over there. And then we will take out the types of landforms. So this is something that would be my explicit instruction in also modeling. If I had a whiteboard, it would be a little bit easier, but for now we're just going to make do with what we have. And this is a worksheet that you'd be working in groups with. As a group, you guys would come up with symbols. So for instance, a symbol is something that represents something else. So when you think of the symbol like a heart, what do you think of? Love. Yep. What about a sun? Yep, and sunshine, right? Okay, so those are symbols that represent something else. So right now I would draw a mountain on the board. And that you could, everyone kind of draws their mountains a little different, but it could be two triangles would be a mountain. Do you know what a gesture is? Okay, so a gesture is like body language or body movement that expresses something. So if I do this, what does that mean? Hello. Yep, so a wave means hello. So for my gesture for a mountain, what could I do? So that would be, okay, so we're gonna use that a little bit. So that could be probably a wave, right? Mm-hmm. Okay, so what if we do this? Triangle? That could work, couldn't it? Okay, perfect. So I would divide you guys up into groups and have you guys form symbols for all of these landforms that we have previously listed from the different landforms that we've covered. And give you guys some time to come up with them, and then bring you to the front of the room to discuss the different symbols and see how we can relate to one another. Once you guys have completed it, we will, I would call out a hill and what your gesture would be for that. So what could you do for a hill?
Like a curve?
Yeah, so if you were doing a gesture, remember what a gesture. So we could do this. Yep, that would be a good one. Yep, since it's a landform, right? Okay. So we could also come up to the front of the room if we have extra time. But for your guys' independent work, I'm going to have you guys in the middle of this types of landform worksheet. I would have you guys write down your definitions. So we already did the symbol aspect of this, and you guys did this in groups, and we kind of went over it, and we talked about what these landforms might look like, right? So you guys should have a pretty good idea of what the definition of these are, and then you can either record it on there, and then just kind of write down the definition in your own words, so you have a better understanding of what it is. A few different ways that we can go over this is you can compare with your neighbor after if you want to get a little bit more information, and there's also some discussion we can do as a group for some differentiation that I have for my lesson. I did enrichment, and that's students who complete their independent work can be asked to work on Venn diagrams for pairs and landforms. So that would be kind of a fun resource and could be shared with the other classmates. And for support, just kind of identify the students that are struggling. That way they can have the assistance and support when needed, so nobody falls behind, and we're kind of all on the same page. And they can use so at the end of this, my assessment, which we'll get into right now, is a landform story. So there's a key on the top, and so that's kind of helpful, but instead of doing this just by what they learn, the knowledge that they've gained throughout the lesson, I would allow them to use their notes, which would be the types of landform notes, to complete the landform story. For our review and closing, I would have you guys review your symbols and gestures and conduct a classroom review. So then I would have you guys do maybe like a little skit and go through your gestures and your symbols, and then ask them to pair up, obviously if you haven't done so already, and maybe talk about a landform that you aren't familiar with or that was new to you in this lesson, or somewhere that you would want to visit and maybe learn a little bit more about. So that's what we would do as far as our closing. So that is all I have for my lesson, and I want to thank you for being here for my video, and thank you for your time.